So, Square Enix came out towards the launch of Outriders and claimed that the game has become a major franchise. That could mean a lot of different things, but the one thing that has got me thinking, especially knowing that People Can Fly are working on another project with Square Enix that is set to come up in a few years, I'm thinking Outriders 2. I don't know how many other people are thinking that, but what I've done is put down a little list of things I would like to see if we ever see an Outriders 2. So, starting off, they need to drop the stingy act and actually provide proper, dedicated servers. To remove the lag from the game, the yellow bar connections, the red bar connections, not being able to connect to host, all that sort of stuff. If they fix that, the game would instantly be so much better. So in Outriders 2, if that happens, it's already got like an extra point or two on a rating out of 10. Another thing, I want to see more variety in the end game bosses. I say that because if you look at the Eye of the Storm boss, same as the story. And there are a couple of others in there as well. And you also see like variants of Broodmothers and things like that as the bosses. And I just want to see a bigger variety with it because we saw things like the Chrysaloid, the giant like molten lava spider thing. We saw that in the story, and then the endgame bosses were very underwhelming. I want to see the timed endgame removed. I want to see more thought put into it. I also would like to see a bigger loot pool with specific weapons and gear available from certain expeditions. So similar to how the Division 2 does it, where you go and run, I don't know, let's just say you're running Legendary difficulty, you get the Bighorn. Or you go and do Jefferson Trade Center, you kill Coyote, you can get Coyote's mask. I want to see things like that. And I would actually also like to see the drop pods get removed. I would like to see a different way of loot being obtained. So you kill a boss, you've got a chance for that boss to drop loot. Not just, oh, you complete an expedition and then you just get all your loot at the end. That sort of thing. The end game cutscenes, make them skippable or just don't put them in the end game. I think a lot of players would appreciate that one because they're unskippable in Outriders 1, so in Outriders 2, instead of just removing the timed expedition stuff, just get rid of the cutscenes during the end game altogether. Unless they do different difficulties, so how the Division 2 does it, if you're playing on story, it will show you all the story stuff. I want to see more ways to farm for gear if they ever make an Outriders 2. In the demo, they had you had the ability to open chests and get legendaries. Yeah, they removed that, and I'm pretty sure they never ever put it back. And then I would also like to see a lot of basic looter-shooter features come into, even Outriders 1 could do with this stuff, if they're wanting the game to last a couple of years, which at the moment doesn't seem as though they don't seem bothered at all. But things like loadouts, gear locking, all your basic features that you see in looter-shooters, it would be nice for the Outriders franchise to get a little look into that stuff. Alongside that, proper vendor rotations. Tiago has never rotated stock. I would also like to see some in-game events. So, for an example, certain expeditions could grab themselves, like, I don't know, say we're talking about Outriders 1, Eye of the Storm for an entire week has a bonus 10% legendary drop chance. That's pure example. I wouldn't want to see that stuff in Outriders 1 because the end game is just so small and bland and basic. And I know a lot of people have said, the developers said it's a one and done game. It doesn't make a difference. This is a looter shooter that has an end game with grinding features. So having in-game events in a number 2, if there ever was one, I think that would be a good idea. Not even run them all the time. Just have different like modifiers and stuff in the end game. Just make it a little bit more, like give it more variety, give it more spice sort of thing. And then another thing, they were very, very lazy with this. In Outriders 2, give us dynamic attributes on our gear. The mods and everything are all static. And it's just irritating because there's no point, like once you have something, like once you've got a death shield, you never need to look for another one again. There's just no point. There's no, like if you go and get an exotic in Destiny 2 or the Division 2 or just any other looter shooter, you get different mods, different attributes, like other things like that are going to make you have to go back and get them again in order to try and get the god rolls. And then a few things not specifically tied to the game, but I would like the developers to realise a game like Outriders is going to attract people that will grind a game. And people would spend thousands of hours on the game if everything worked properly, or if most things worked properly, and if it was worth the reward. I would also like to see better stability, less bugs and everything. They have the experience, just use it. And then finally, I want to see better communication from the developers. The community would 100% appreciate real info, not just all this teasing stuff and we're trying this, we're trying that. I know they give like an in-depth analysis to some things here and there, but we want to know, are you working on DLC? All that sort of stuff, like proper real information that the community can use to look forward to new things coming into the game and stuff. Because all we've got at the moment for Outriders 1 is, oh, we're looking into expanding the future of the game. Yeah, nobody knows what that means. Nobody at all. It could mean anything. But that was my little list. It kind of links 1 and 2 because it's features that are missing from 1 that I would like in number 2. So it's kind of made this video a little bit easier. But what we're going to do is wrap it up there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.